Hey people, some quiet for a man that needs no introduction. Thank you for all coming and give him a big wee country welcome. Tommy Sheridan.
Thanks very much, brothers and sisters. Thanks very much, brothers and sisters. Can I just say, first of all, thanks for the invitation. Can I say that this is the 97th meeting of the pleasure of addressing the question of independence. And it's without doubt the case that in 12 days' time we're going to wake up in a new and an independent Scotland, brothers and sisters. And the reason we're going to wake up in a new and an independent Scotland is because we're fed up to the back teeth. I've been taken for granted by the Westminster crew who couldn't give a damn about the working class. Couldn't give a damn. I'm fed up listening to this mob tell us that we're better together. UK, OK. Brothers and sisters, I want you to think about this for a wee minute. Think about 1 in 4 Waynes growing up in poverty. Think about the million people in Scotland living in low pay. Think about the millions living in damp houses. Think about the hundreds of thousands living in overcrowded and damp houses. Think about the pensioners that can't afford to turn on their electric or gas fires because they're frightened. They can't afford the bills. Think about the fact that we have the highest childcare costs in Europe, that we work the longest hours in Europe, that we have the highest transport costs in Europe. Think about the fact that 1 million families now have to survive on bloody food banks. Think about the 4,000 children a day in Glasgow alone surviving in food banks. 1 million predominantly young workers, 100,000 of them in Scotland, most of them getting paid less than the minimum wage, living in 0-hour contracts. Brothers and sisters, I want you to think about child poverty, pensioner poverty. I want you to think about low pay. I want you to think about poor housing. I want you to think about the lack of decent employment contracts for young workers. And then I want you, the next time you see somebody campaigning for a no vote, I want you to go up to them very, very politely and say to them, fuck off. Excuse me, see if we're really better together. Why are we not better today? Yeah. Why are we not better today? We've got the potential here, brothers and sisters. I make this point at all the meetings I'm speaking at. This referendum has got nothing to do with political parties, nothing to do with politicians, nothing to do with celebrities, nothing to do with millionaires. This referendum's about the millions, not the millionaires. That's what this referendum's about. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you support one political party. It doesn't matter whether you've never voted before. It doesn't matter whether you like, love or loathe Alex Salmond. None of those individuals are on the ballot paper. There's only one question on the ballot paper. Should Scotland be an independent country? Yes or no? That's why we have to take on the Better Together mob that tried to distort this debate. Oh, it's all about the Nats. It's all about Alex Salmond. It's not about the Nats or Alex Salmond. It's about the future of our children and our grandchildren. That's what it's all about. That's what it's about. In other words, brothers and sisters, This referendum is about freedom. Freedom. Some people might say, hey, the old Tommy's driven up for Glasgow tonight. He said the Braveheart CD on in a motor. You're going to be thinking to yourself, I thought he was teetotal. Maybe he's been having a couple of wee sherries before he got up here. Where's the claymore? Where's the kilt? By the way, we're not in prison, are we? We're not in shackles or chains. We're not even in handcuffs. And I know a thing or two about being in handcuffs. By the way, looking up at the bar there, I think there's a few boys there know a thing or two about being in handcuffs as well. And just in case there's any gutter journalists in the night, none of it for kinky reasons, by the way. We may not be in literal handcuffs, but brothers and sisters, this wee country is in political handcuffs. Political handcuffs. Since 1951, this country has rejected the Tory creed of greed. This country has rejected the Tory idea that the way to motivate the working class is you pay them less and get them to work longer. But the way to motivate the ruling class is you increase their bonuses and cut their taxes. This wee country, Scotland, has rejected the Tory idea that essential public services are for sale to the city spivs in London to make them even richer than they already are. Brothers and sisters, since 1951, this wee country has refused to back a Tory government. And yet, here's the political handcuffs. Since 1951, we've had to endure 35 years of Tory government. You want one good reason? You want one good reason to vote yes on the 18th of September. Go and look in the eyes of your children and your grandchildren and you say to them, I'm voting yes so that you will never ever have to endure a Tory government. We have the freedom, brothers and sisters, the freedom to make sure this country doesn't have to put up with a Thatcher or a Cameron ever again. Let's be absolutely clear. Let's be absolutely clear. We never voted for Thatcher. And she despised us for it. She hated us for it. She used to stand up. She used to stand up and say, there's no such thing as society. No such thing as society. Do you know what? See, here in Scotland, we think there is such a thing as society. We think looking after the elderly, looking after the wains, looking after the disabled, that's what society's all about. And we value it. We value it. We want to nurture it. We want to develop it. Then you've got the spawn of Thatcher in the shape of David Toffee Boy Cameron. Multi-millionaire that couldn't spell struggle, never mind recognise it. We never voted for a government that sat last April in a cabinet meeting and decided, oh, let's punish the poor for the crime of being poor. Let's introduce a bedroom tax. Let's punish these pesky working class families living in council houses, living in housing association houses. And while we're at it, why don't we punish the disabled and all? How dare they? How dare the disabled need an extra bedroom for the wheelchair or the kidney dialysis machine or the full-time carer? These cold, cruel swine introduced a bedroom tax to attack the poor for no other reason than them being poor. The same day they did it, they introduced a tax cut for the millionaires. A tax cut for the millionaires. 13,000 millionaires in Britain today pay £100,000 a year less in tax now than they did last year because of these cold, cruel bastards. That's the reality. That's the reality. We never voted for Thatcher. We never voted for Cameron. But we're having to endure their policies. It's like Katrina said earlier about being on a path. It's like being on a bus. We're on a bus right now, brothers and sisters. And that bus is headed to more privatisation, to more cuts in public services, to more poverty pay, to more food banks, to more 0 hours contracts, to more payday loan companies making a packet because people can't afford to live. Do you know what? We're getting off the bus. We're getting off the bus. We're getting off the bus and we're going to build a new country. We're going to build a different country. We're going to build a country that gets rid of a wee phrase that I want to ban in Scotland. I think it's a damn disgrace, this wee phrase. It's a wee phrase that's just fallen into use now. It's in the papers, it's on the telly, politicians use it. The working poor. The working poor. Brothers and sisters, seeing an independent Scotland, we're not doing our job if we don't get rid of the idea of working poor. We have to introduce an independent Scotland, not a poverty minimum wage, but a dignified living wage for every worker. That's what we want in independent Scotland. Never again should a worker have to clock up 40 hours a week and then go and claim housing benefit, working families tax credit, council tax benefit. We want workers to have a decent pay. That's what they deserve, and that's what they'll get in independent Scotland. And by the way, while we're at it, we don't just want workers having a decent pay. Let's say loud and clear here, in an independent Scotland, we're not accepting the idea that you can be treated like cattle, that you can be hired and fired on the phone. We want to get rid of 0 hour contracts as well. We have it within our own grasp here to vote for a Scotland that protects the health service, to vote for a Scotland that protects free education. By the way, can I just say loud and clear here, I had the great privilege in 1981 as a wee boy from Pollock, gone to Stirling University. And do you know what? We've managed to keep the door of the universities open a bit wider than they have in England. But as a socialist, the doors aren't open wide enough. Do you know what we need? In an independent Scotland, every working class Wayne should qualify for a living grant to study at university. That's what it should be getting. Every working class Wayne. I don't want an independent Scotland where the only ones that get the best education are the ones that come from moneyed families. I want every single Wayne to realise their potential. Whether they're going to be a doctor, whether they're going to be an engineer, whether they're going to be a scientist, whether they're going to be an artist. Every single Wayne in Scotland has latent talent. They deserve to have that talent nurtured and developed. However, in England, they've already started privatising health. In England, they've already privatised education. £9,000 a year upfront tuition fees. £9,000 a year. Brothers and sisters, we've got to say loud and clear here tonight, we value our public health service. We value our education service. The only way to keep them in the public sector and free is by voting yes in the 18th. Here's another reason. Here's another freedom that we've got on the 18th of September. This might not rock all your boats. It rocks my boat, maybe because I've been arrested outside there that many times I can't remember. But wouldn't it be nice, wouldn't it be worthwhile on the 19th of September to stand up on the world stage and say, Scotland is different. Scotland's a country that believes in investing in nurses, in doctors, in hospitals, in schools, in teachers, not in illegal, immoral, nuclear weapons. How dare this mob tell us that there's no money for kids, there's no money for pensioners, but there's plenty of money for illegal bombs. An independent Scotland is going to put bombs before bombs. Brothers and sisters, some people say, oh, wait a wee minute, Tommy. You want to invest more in health. You want to invest more in education. You want to build more council houses for people to live in. Can we afford that? Can this wee country afford that? Aye! Yes! I had a wee debate a few weeks ago. I don't know if any of you seen it. It was with a bulging Michael Buffon Portillo. He was sitting across from me with a big tartan trousers on. He had no pockets in the trousers because he doesn't need them because he never gets into them. And I said, in an independent Scotland, we're going to have joint up thinking. In an independent Scotland, we're going to identify the problem of homelessness, of overcrowding, of damp housing. Then we're going to identify the problem of unemployment, of youngsters who've got no trade, no training. And do you know what we're going to do? We're going to spend the money in training a new generation of plumbers and joiners and glaziers and bricklayers. And we're going to get them to build the houses so that we solve homelessness and unemployment. That's what we're going to do in independent Scotland. And the bulging Michael, you know, he looked down his nose at me as I was talking. And he said, what Mr. Sheridan doesn't understand is in an independent Scotland, they'll lose England's subsidies. I thought to myself, there goes the waste of a very expensive private education. Brothers and sisters, see if you don't remember anything else for the night's meeting, please remember this. For the last 33 years, no one, no two, no three, 33 years in a row consecutively, this wee country, Scotland, has paid more into the Westminster Park than we've got back to the Westminster Park. That's the reality. It's like some of you sitting in here tonight. I know who you are. You've only put a fiver in the kitty and you're expecting to get £10 worth of drink back. You would call that an abusive relationship. We've been in an abusive relationship for 300 years. The last 5 years alone, the last 5 years, if we kept the money and the taxes that we raised in Scotland and spent it in Scotland, we would have been spending an extra £8,300 million on public services. That represents every year £1.65 billion extra. Cuts! Who needs cuts? We would be investing in services in an independent Scotland. Investing in them. Don't let anybody tell you that we can't afford to stand on our own 2 feet. Brothers and sisters, not only can we stand on our own 2 feet, we would be one of the richest nations on the planet. By the way, it won't be enough that we're recognised as one of the richest nations on the planet. I don't want independence and everything else stays the same. I want independence so that we can deliver a fundamental redistribution of the wealth of Scotland for everybody. Independence is not a destination. Independence is the start of the journey. The start of the journey. The start of the journey to transform this country from a poverty-riddled, low-paid nation into a first-class country that looks after its elderly, looks after its wains, and pays its workers a decent wage. That's the independent Scotland I'm standing for. And by the way, it's amazing. I'm going to finish in this last couple of points. I know you're out on a Friday night. I don't want to bore you on it, right? I'll tell you what. Here's a couple of wee points I want you to think about. How is it? I picked up a report on the 2nd of September, 2 days ago. And we're in the middle of a referendum here, by the way. And you know how there's been all this debate about the oil's running out and the oil's running out. Imagine you're going to work Monday morning, by the way, those of you with jobs, right? And you go to your work and the boss says to you, hey, I need to speak to you. You need to come into the office, I've got something serious to say to you. And you're saying to yourself, oh, you shit, you. I shouldn't have taken all the pencils, man. Everybody else was taking the toilet roll. I thought it was all right to take it. And you go into the office, the boss sits you down. He says, I've got bad news for you. I can only guarantee your job for the next 40 years. That's precisely what this no-brigade are telling us. You should all be worried because the oil's running out in 40 or 50 years. Help my mom! Help my botanic stations! What are we going to do with it in the next 40 or 50 years? We're going to invest it. We're going to transform our country. But here is the rub. Here is the rub. 2nd of September, I looked at a report for oilandgaspeople.com, the leading oil and gas research body in the world. They've produced a report, and guess what the report says? It says that on our west coast, they call it the Atlantic Basin, we have underestimated the oil and gas reserves that are there that haven't yet been extracted. You know what they said? There's enough oil and gas there for 100 years. 100 years. Don't believe me. Go onto YouTube, go onto the internet, key in oilandgaspeople.com, read it for yourself, But do you know what? Do you know what I want to ask? Is why is it a question like that? Why is it a report like that hasn't been front page of every single newspaper? Why? The media have been a damn disgrace. A damn disgrace. They have distorted the debate. They've hidden the arguments. They've lied to the people. And here's a report that would open up the whole debate and would be an absolute game changer. And they haven't even allowed you to see it or to read about it in the mainstream media. Brothers and sisters, we have got nothing to fear from independence, but fear itself. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. I'm going to finish my remarks and then we'll take some questions, right? I'm going to finish my remarks and then if people want to ask questions, we'll take questions. I want to finish by saying this to you, brothers and sisters. I want each and every one of you to think about what type of independent Scotland you want. The type of things that you want us to invest in. The type of things you want us to develop. Because you know what? As I said earlier, this is my 97th meeting. And I'm very, very proud to have spoken at 97 meetings. I spoke to 21,000 people across Scotland. Yeah! Very, very proud. I'm very proud to have done that, but you know what? There's an opportunity cost. I'm blessed. I'm blessed with a beautiful wife who's with me here tonight. And I'm doubly blessed because I've got a wee angel, a wee daughter called Gabrielle, 9 years of age. You know what? You know what she does to me every night before I go to the meeting? She puts her arms around my neck and says, "Daddy, I don't want you to go to the meeting. I want you to stay in and play with me. I want you to do my homework with me."
I go that every night,
Now, I know that any of you in here that work away from home, HGV drivers, maybe the armed services or whatever, you know what I'm talking about here. You know what I'm talking about. The thing that keeps me going, brothers and sisters, is I'm fighting for that way. I'm fighting for that way. Because as a 50-year-old man, I'm going to benefit from independent Scotland because I'm going to live in a better country. But the real beneficiaries of independence are the 9-year-olds and the 10-year-olds. They're going to grow up, brothers and sisters. They're going to grow up in a country with more educational opportunities, with more employment opportunities. They're going to grow up in a country with less poverty, with less social division. They're going to grow up in a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons on their doorstep. They're going to grow up in a country with hope and aspiration. They're going to grow up in a country where what they're looking for is a bright future instead of looking to move somewhere else to get a job. Brothers and sisters, please bear in mind the immortal words of the late great Nelson Mandela. May your life's choices be guided by hope, not by fear. Brothers and sisters, I think we've answered. We're big enough. We're smart enough. We're rich enough. The only question still to be answered is, are we brave enough? On the 18th of September, brothers and sisters, please don't just do it for yourselves. Do it for the Waynes and the Grand Waynes. Vote for freedom. Vote for independence. Thank you very much.